So the beginning of 2024 is when I had first got the thought that I should have a home birth. And it's a thought that stuck with me. It's not something that just came to my mind, just passed by. It also resonated with my heart as well. So I knew in my body, in my heart, in my mind that this is something I need to do. So I was excited. I was going to go for it. I began to practice. I began to study. I began to look up videos on how to deliver a baby, how to cut the cord. So I'm studying these things, and I'm anticipating that, all of these things will take place. Let me fix this. All of these things will take place in a couple of years from now when I decide to have more kids. Because by this time, I already had 3 kids. I was in a tough situation. I was going from place to place. I was staying in hotels, living with other people. And so I just wasn't mentally, physically, or emotionally prepared to have another baby. And mind you, while all of this is taking place, me going from place to place with me and my children, their dad is also with me, and neither of us are taking responsibility to step up to the plate to make sure that we have a stable home and we have stability in our foundation. Neither of us in that moment was taking accountability, and so things were very rough, very, very rough. And so I did not plan on having any more kids. And so fast forward to the end of 2024, that's when we were facing losing our last place. We could not afford the rent, and at that point I was fed up, I was tired, I was over the struggle, the back and forth, place to place type of life, and I just wanted a fresh start. So I decided to move to Pennsylvania with my mother, and she was open for me. She was open for me to live with her. However, before I left, being that I still had a lot of ties to him and I felt very much connected, and I still had a lot of emotional feelings towards him. So we were intimate and we were using a condom, and the condom ended up breaking. So the condom broke. When I tell you guys this shirt will not stay up. So the condom broke and I ended up getting a plan B. No, never in a million years would I think I would ever want to, condone using plan B. That's not something I ever want to do. But in that moment, I was at my breaking point. I knew that, first of all, my uterus is very, very fertile, and any sudden semen that swims up in the air, a baby will be had. And so fast forward to when I moved to Pennsylvania, December 20th comes around. Now I'm expecting my period. I know it's supposed to come around this time. And so all those thoughts that I had before, and so now I have to confront that one thought that was in the back of my mind telling me that my uterus is preparing for a baby, right? So I conjured up that thought to come forth, and I was ready to face it, the fact that I just may be pregnant. So I'm like, well, if this is the case, I asked my spirit guides to just send me a sign. Send me a sign. If I'm pregnant, you send me a sign, right? Because in this moment, I just wanted to trust my body. Previously, with my other kids, I took a pregnancy test. And so this time, I just wanted to try something different, just trust my body and what it's telling me, trust myself, trust my spirit guides and my ancestors, right? And so I asked for a sign, and I believe it was that same night, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it was within the first 2 or 3 days from the time I asked for a sign. I went to work. I worked an overnight shift, and during that shift I was speaking to some older woman the whole entire night. We never exchanged names until the end of our shift. So when the end of our shift had came around, she was like, oh, we never got each other's name. And she asked me what my name was. I told her what my name was, and she was like, I hope I can remember that. And so she's like, I hope I can remember that. And she tells me her name is easy to remember. She told me that her name was Nancy, like a pregnant Nancy. Really though? Like, Spirit, is this supposed to be the sign? This is the sign, babe? Okay. Because when I had asked for a sign, honestly, because I just started my spiritual path, my awakening, not even 2 years prior, I was still in the process of trusting myself, my spirit guides, and my ancestors. I was in the process of trusting that I actually had support outside of physical people, right? Just trying to trust myself here, right? And so when I did have that sign, honestly, I was honestly like shocked. I became in denial that that was actually a sign. So I honestly didn't want to keep trying to guess. I was trying to rush the process, so I ended up taking a pregnancy test just to confirm that. And so here I am once again. I'm pregnant. And how I was feeling in that moment, let me just tap in to see how I felt. I remember feeling excited. I know I had a lot of thoughts of feeling anxious as well, like I'm not sure how this is going to look. But one thing I knew for sure is that I was having this baby at home, and I was going to have the baby at home in the midst of a shaky foundation. So from there, I'm in two different battles here, two different energies. I'm battling with staying in the light, and I'm also battling with staying in the darkness for longer than I need to. So there's two battles, and I'm trying to navigate through both of them to find that balance of the light and the dark. So in the midst of me trying to navigate through the light and dark, I'm trying to build myself back up, reconstruct myself in my mind, body, and spirit. So when I was in my light energy, I was experiencing things like peace, harmony. I was getting outside more, walking. I did a lot of self-care routines. I really enjoyed lighting my sage, my incense, my Palo Santo. And one of the things that really rung it home for me was practicing the home birth with my children. We each had a role in what to do when the baby was going to come into this world. We each had a role, and we practiced it. We went over certain information, and that's something that I really enjoyed. My bad, y'all. It's a lot of mosquitoes out here. And so those are some of the things that kept me in my light energy. So when it came for me to face the dark energy, my dark side, I was experiencing a lot of fear, anxiety, depression, procrastination, stagnation. I wasn't doing any self-care routines. I wasn't getting outside in nature. I was just in my dark energy longer than I needed to. I didn't know how to balance out the two. I think it's a positive thing to step into the light and also step back into the darkness, because that's where you can heal yourself. Traumas will come up. Anything that you have deep inside of you that you need to release, all those things will come up when you're in your dark state, okay? And when those things do come up, you're supposed to bring those things to the light so that you can heal yourself. You can release those things, right? And so I was finding myself either too far in the darkness or too far in the light, to where I was ignoring the things that I had to face and heal, right? So it's unhealthy to be too far in the other for too long, because you can go far in one state, but it's always a good thing to bring yourself back down to a balance so that you are consistently healing, which means you are consistently evolving and rebirthing yourself, right? So I'm trying to find that balance. And so in the midst of me going through those internal battles, because all of that was internal, I was also facing other people's fears, anxieties, traumas that was based around me having a baby at home. So I was having to deal with that, and also dealing with my own traumas, right? So that was in itself was a lot for me to handle, especially while being pregnant. And so I did catch myself in a lot of moments where I was just down and out and just didn't feel like, my normal self, even though it's all a part of who I am. I just have to learn how to come out of it and heal myself, right, when I'm in that space. Anyways, I was getting a lot of backlash from people that I honestly trusted and looked up to, so that kind of hurt my feelings a lot, because I guess when I decided I was going to have the baby at home, I wasn't aware how many people would be against it, how many people just wouldn't understand. I'm just excited. I feel like I'm doing something new, starting something new in my lineage that probably haven't been done in hundreds of years. So I'm just trying to break generational curses here, right, by stepping outside the box that we have been put in. And so a lot of people didn't take kind to that. They didn't like the idea. People such as like my own mom, the kid's father, they were very much against the idea, and those are two people that I looked up to the most. So that was hard, trying to navigate their feelings in the midst of all that, and my own. I also had like other family members that was against me, and they had spoke their opinions and, you know, projected their fears. And so yeah, I was just doing a lot of battling at the same time, trying to still prepare myself for this home birth, because I know it's something that I need to do. It's my soul's purpose. This is my calling, and so I'm going to get it done. Now it's just a matter of, am I going to trust the process, or am I going to allow fear am I going to allow fear to stop me from doing the things that I love, right? So that's what I'm facing. So I decided around, I believe it was like 7 months, I just wanted to have peace. I was done battling with people. I was done battling with myself. I just wanted to find my inner peace, and I didn't want to keep talking to people about my home birth. I didn't want to keep doing that, because when I shared certain things, the only thing that came out of it was me having to defend why I'm doing this. So I decided to cut certain communications off, cut certain people off, and that's when I went within. I was able to balance out those two light and dark energies, right? So sometimes when you need to balance certain things out in your life, or you are ready to go through some sort of change or evolution, it is necessary for you to cut certain people off who does not support your ideas and the way you move. And that's completely okay, and it's completely necessary, honestly. It's necessary to go through hermit mode, where you isolate yourself, or you find yourself isolated, and just really try to find that balance. Heal yourself, go within, see what it is that you need to do, so that you could pursue your soul's purpose. Your soul's purpose is, because you have more than one purpose. There's multiple things that so the end of my pregnancy comes around, and I'm in my zen, and so I have a dream. In this dream, I believe I know where I'm going. I'm going to a specific place, and so you know how dreams play out in weird ways sometimes. So my body had took me over this lake, and it had took me onto the Statue of Liberty. Hella hot out here. Climbing up the Statue of Liberty for some reason, and then when I climbed back down, I had walked into some building, and inside that building it was my grandmother and my kids.